What is up, guys? My name's the Simyan. My name is Yen. I play The Sims. Did you see what I did there? Okay, guys, I know there has been information after information after information videos, but I promise you guys tomorrow we're actually going to have a gameplay video. Now, before I get into any of this, I do want to say I'm going to say all of my opinions at the end, so please just stay tuned for that as well. And that a lot of this is going to be very controversy. So again, let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. So first we're going to get started with Kiki Palmer tweeted, "Hey EA, I have two accounts. One has Sims 4 packs I can't access. Do I really have to buy them again, or can I just merge my accounts somehow?" Now, Kiki Palmer is a celebrity and actress, and she does all different kinds of things as well. But The Sims was so quick to respond to her and saying, "We got you, Kiki." Electronic Arts EA even put clapping hands, and they got to it immediately. Now, as you can tell, a lot of Simmers were actually kind of pissed at this because we have been actually asking for a lot of things for a very long time, and the moment a celebrity does it, you know, now it just kind of looks better for their image and, you know, etc. I also don't think this is right of them. I feel like they could have handled this in maybe a different way. Maybe even a DM would have been a little bit less more discreet and not so in everyone's faces, because again, this is kind of messed up. Simmers were asking for this for a very long time. Another user, actually by the name of Stale Car, said, "Very cool and interesting how the people who actually can afford to buy packs with money to spare are the ones getting free stuff, help with merging their accounts." Awesome. And I actually kind of agree. As much as I love my girl Kiki Palmer, this was very, not very thoughtful on the Sims part. And someone else by the name of Henford Hen said, "Look how quickly the Sims and EA respond to a celebrity. But when us small Simmers have issues or requests, we get radio silence." Like I said, this marketing was just not ideal, and they could have done this more discreet. And someone by the name of MXO Peaches said, "Wait, hang on. So when y'all falsely sussed my old account and I reached out for help and y'all admitted that it was your fault and y'all wouldn't restore my account or help me get it back packs when I had to make a new account, I just had to accept it. When a celeb needs help." And I mean, come on, guys. I just feel like everything that everyone's feeling right now in the Sims community is pretty valid. I just don't understand why they wouldn't do something so discreet. It's kind of almost like they're trying to protect their image. Look, oh my gosh, we're helping out someone. Don't get me wrong, I love my girl Kiki. This is not about Kiki. This is about the fact that the Sims sat there and ignored everyone who had problems over the course of the past couple of years, especially because of how buggy and how many issues the Sims 4 came with, and they have yet to address any of the Simmers. But the moment a celebrity does it, it looks better for their brand, and there's that. Let me know below in the comments what you guys think. I also want to go ahead and thank you guys so much for 12K. I really appreciate every single one of you, whether you're, you comment, you're a silent viewer, you subscribe, you just click on my page every once in a while. I still appreciate and support, and thank you so much. I also have a vlog channel if you guys are interested in that as well. Now, for the next couple of, slides that I'm going to be presenting to you guys, I want to state that I'm going to get to my opinion towards the end, and I'm going to be very careful with how I say these things because again, this is very controversial, and it was like a mess on Twitter. So if you guys weren't on Twitter, a couple days ago, someone by the name of Courtney365 said, "Okay, I just popped into Twitter and I'm confused as to what is going on in The Sims. I thought The Sims 4 was now free to everyone. What's happening? What is being pirated?" So this, I did the same thing because I was like, what's going on? Why is everybody talking about piracy? Someone by the name of Pug Owned S said, "Stunned people are defending pirating Sims DLC. It's stealing, plain and simple. No different than walking into a store and helping yourself to what you want because you could afford $50 for a luxury item. Yes, video games are literally luxuries we allow ourselves." Now, this was very interesting because one of the very famous CC creators, actually Hey Harry, responded, "Couldn't agree more with this. When I couldn't afford all the packs in The Sims 3, I just made do with what I had, and I really took my time to select packs to buy that I thought were worth the money. The Sims is a luxury, not a necessity." She goes on to respond to this saying, "This thread became about who to block. I've called names. It's called classism, given every excuse under the sun. I'm shaking my head and stunned." And Harry actually responded, "Those are the same people that contribute nothing and then expect everything to fall at their feet. Current levels of entitlement are shocking." And someone by the name of Hikari of the Wild said, "The entitlement gamers argument. Maybe The Sims has a monopoly on live sim games, and EA is a garbage company that no one should give their money to." So I'm very curious, guys. What are your thoughts on this as I continue reading this? Let me know down below in the comments. Pause and let me know before I continue anymore. There is a lot. She does go respond saying, "If you don't agree with the way a company operates, you don't use their products, not just take them for free. Where are your principles?" Guys, it keeps going. When I tell you this was a whole thing on Twitter, it was a whole thing. She then responds, "EA has no principles. Why should I pay them for a mediocre and, to be frank, worse content? That tells them it's okay to not care, and as a customer, it isn't. I would gladly pay for The Sims if EA wasn't running it to the ground, and until Parallax comes out, there's no game like it." whoa, that was very interesting. So again, a lot of people were, kind of mad because these are EA game changers who were kind of shaming people for downloading, basically the Sims game for free, and people who were pirating, they were kind of shaming them. Now, it does get a little bit more in saying that, she goes, people who stream are commenting it's okay to steal, my mind can't cope. Someone also responded by the name of Little Omega 7 to Hey Harry saying, if we're all about following rules, now then where were you when your coworker was blatantly breaking them for the longest on his Patreon? And she responded, only one of those things is illegal and punishable by the law. Hint, it's not the CC one. Now this sparked a lot because again, this is the EA game changer here stating these things. Someone else by the name of Urban Sims actually chimed in, who was also an EA game changer, saying, I'm so shocked people are so willing to admit to a crime on the internet. Now it keeps going, guys, so just stay tuned. She then goes on to have to explain herself because people were not happy at this whole thing. Someone said at race1626, wait, I'm confused. Didn't you tell people to get the Sims life stories off of old games? I know it's abandonware, but that doesn't make it legal, so I don't understand your stance on piracy. She then goes to respond, yes, I did. I had no idea it was illegal. Several videos I watched on how to get it. It was perfectly legit because it's abandonware. Thank you for letting me know. So again, what are your thoughts on this so far? I'm going to state my opinions at the end, and I'm going to carefully state them because look, this is wild. Guys, it just kept going. Urban Sims also said had no idea it wasn't public domain. The video has been taken down since because a lot of people were just coming at her, and she said, I'd also like to take a moment to apologize to anyone who was hurt by my response, comments, views on piracy. At the end of the day, I've realized the situation isn't straightforward. There are so many variables and factors. Now again, you guys can always go through these threads on your own. There was way more to the story, but again, this is not, a drama-filled page. This is more like reporting news, and I'm kind of being like, okay, what are your thoughts on this? I'm not really talking about the drama that was also mixed into this, but you guys can go look at your threads for your own. There was a lot more to be have said. And then she also goes on to say, although our views may be different on certain topics, from here on forward, I will stop and think about the nature of the situation. I love each and every one of you so very much. So again, let me know your thoughts on this as well. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and read a couple more tweets. There's another one saying by the name of Maya Blanco said, perhaps the people upset about those pirating The Sims are just upset they spent all their money on it without releasing. They could have had it all for free. It's your loss, babes. Again, guys, I'm very curious to hear your opinions on this. And then someone else by the name of the Bubba said, if they feel so strongly about the pirating, maybe they should buy them the games. Ooh. All right, and then someone else by the name of the Sus Room said, I have the original game, not complete, but I won't judge those who pirate games and DLC. If they really can't buy them, games are pretty unaffordable in Brazil due to bad economy. An EP from The Sims 4 costs 15% of the maximum wage here. Some people here can't even buy enough food to live. So I'm very curious as to your thoughts on this one as well. Again, all of these, I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say because I want to talk amongst you guys. Again, I don't have a lot of Simmer friends. This is interesting to me. He does continue on to say, many people here struggle to make savings to buy a computer or a console, which are also expensive. So when they finally get it, they rarely have money to buy games, so they pirate. Also, PS2 and Xbox 360 were the most popular consoles here because pirating games was easy. She then goes on to respond. Pugons Plays says, it's stealing. Serious question. Is it okay to steal the machine one plays games on? And also another CC creator by the name of Kiwi Sim 4 said, after reading that went down yesterday, I feel super icky posting early access. So I'm going to release this set for public. Now, when he stated this, a lot of people were kind of irritated about this. And some user even responded by the name of Genocide Blue said, didn't you tell someone if they couldn't afford the game, then don't play it? And as you guys can see below, he says, then find a new hobby. There's cheaper hobbies out there. Yikes. Someone else by the name of Laquacia Sim says, their perma paywall would be punishable by law if EA cared enough to enforce their terms and conditions. But they don't care to. Just how like they don't bother going after people who pirate their game. It's just not worth it for them. Now, with all that being said, I want to get down to how I feel about this. And again, you guys let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about this. Would I decide to pirate? Most likely not. It's just not really my style. But again, I do understand that it's hard to defend a game that literally doesn't have its, best interest when it comes down to their players. So I'm just gonna mind my business. And I feel like everyone who had thoughts and opinions on this should have minded theirs. Do I understand why people are willing to do that? Because it's literally $1,000 plus game. If you guys go back and look at The Sims 3 and you can add up all their DLCs, it's less than 500. I think it adds up to like around 320 if I'm not mistaken. This is all the Sims 3 DLCs as they currently stand now. Not on sale, as is. But if you go onto the Sims 4 site and you try and buy every single one of these DLCs, which are totally overpriced for what you get, especially considering the create a sim, the build and buy, the broken issues, and the game that they have yet to address, it is 1,000 US dollars plus over here. I don't know about your countries. Let me know down below in the comments how much is it altogether in your country, but here is $1,000 plus. That is absolutely ridiculous for a DLC game, and I say this all the time. Now, I do not condone, illegal activities. I understand why people do what they do with their game. Here's my thing. It's their game. I don't understand why this was a really big situation on Twitter. I don't understand why people blew this out of proportion. I feel like at the end of the day, if what you want to do with your game is your business. That's it. I don't understand why people had to, add their 2 cents in and do all this extra stuff and make this thing a big deal. Guys, when I tell you, go back and read the threads. There was a lot more to the story. I just didn't cover it because it was just a little bit too tea-ish. You know what I mean? My page is not really like that. I try to get news across to you, or for those who are on Twitter, I try to report things. But I really want to talk about this because I've seen people comment, a couple of times under even my comments talking about this situation. And honestly, for me, I feel like people should have just minded their business. This has nothing to do with them, especially EA Game Changers, who are actually given these games for free to review. So they are already coming from a place of privilege where they don't really have to buy these packs. They get them for free. So they wouldn't even know how much all of this costs. And even if they did, they're still benefiting off of EA giving them the game. So I just feel like not even giving them the game, but they're still benefiting off of EA just in general. But again, how do you guys feel about this whole thing? I feel like I don't want to sound like a repeating circle every single time, but again, I just want to say I feel like at the end of the day, people should do what they want with their game. I do not condone illegal activities. But I do feel like, let people do what they want and call it a day. I don't think that people should be shaming other people based on how they choose to, if they're not hurting anyone, based on how they're living their lives. That's how I feel. Y'all let me down below in the comments what you guys think about this. And again, I'm very curious to hear your answers, and I will be responding to you guys. So go ahead and leave them down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Again, thank you guys so much for 12K, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And the next video is going to be a gameplay one, I promise, guys. All right, see you soon. Bye.